The truth behind going on holiday every 6 weeks. I think when people hear that we do this, it just sounds like we're just living this free and easy, kind of hippie-ish style life. But that's just not the truth. And so I wanted to just unpick some of what that means. If you want to have a business that means you can go on a holiday every 6 weeks, what has to happen to make that a reality? And it's not just that you just go all free and easy. For us, there's been a heck of a lot of strategy behind it. There's a whole strategy and a whole structure behind making this a reality. So if this is something that you want to do, if you want to be able to have the freedom to travel a lot more and go on holiday a lot more, because your business is working for you, then you need to approach it in a very specific way. So, number one, if you want to be able to go on holiday every 6 weeks, or whatever your version of that is, you need to commit to it. You need to decide that that is the thing that's going to happen, and you're going to do whatever it takes to make that a reality. Because if you just kind of half want it and kind of dabble and think it's going to be all right, it won't. We've got to really commit. The second part is that you really need to have the clarity on what your business model is. So I'm specifically focusing in here on property, but what is it that you're actually doing? Because if you are dabbling in lots of different types of property, it's very hard to turn that into a business. It's fine if you enjoy doing that, if you enjoy working property as your job and that's what you're motivated by, it's different. But if you want to be able to have a business that's serving you, that gives you freedom, then you need to make sure that you've got clarity on that business model, because when you've got clarity on that business model, you can start to put in place what I will talk about later on to ensure that that's becoming a scalable business for you. Next part, diary management. Sounds really very unsexy, but the result of it is very sexy. So for us to be able to have a growing business, two growing businesses, and be able to go on holiday every 6 weeks, we plan ahead. We plan ahead at least 12 months, really a bit more, and we block out and get a big diary planner, and we block out in advance what every 6 weeks, or sometimes it's slightly not every 6 weeks, depending on if we're squeezing it in a bit tighter, and we block out those dates, and then everything else starts to get built up around it. So that's something really important to do if you're not just wanting to float around the world, if you want to have a really good business too. So the business has to be built to work around it. And then finally, and very importantly, you need to then be building up both the systems and the team so that you've got the replicable systems that can be used by your team members. That means that you don't have to constantly be around doing everything in your business. Now, sounds very nice, sounds very easy. There's a lot of work and strategy behind this, particularly when it comes to prioritization, because if you're not clear on how exactly to do this, it can be very overwhelming because there is a lot to do. But then when you start to get that structure, you start to get those systems in place, you bring the team members in, and slowly but surely you start to be able to step back because the business is not reliant on your constant involvement to be able to grow, which is great for you because it can give you more freedom. It's also great for your business partners, your clients, your investors too, because it means that the business isn't totally reliant on you. So if something were to happen to you, you've still got something there that can continue to tick and turn without you. So what do you think? Is that something that you want to happen for you, your life, your business? And what do you need to do next to make that happen? Questions, comments, happy to help.